welcome back. So today, well, probably over the next few days, I guess, or weeks, depending, because work is going to get in the way. We're going to take a look at ORK Framework 3 in Unity here. I purchased the original. Well, I don't know if it was the original ORK, but I purchased my original purchase was 6 or 7 years ago, something like that. When I was like, you know what, I want to try to make a game, like everybody. So I just wanted to one of those packs that say, no code required kind of thing. And Orc was the first thing I bought, and it was extremely complicated. It was in depth and complicated if you didn't know like anything about game design. So I switched over and purchased Adventure Creator because it looked simpler, and it was. But I teamed up with two other guys, and about 4 months later, we put out a game. Awesome. One of the guys went his own way. We took that same game and we converted it to VR, so that was all custom code. And then, we went on to make two more games, and I figured I'd revisit ORK3. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a look at it here. It's the newest iteration. It comes with Machinom, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. I don't know if it was created by them and it was a separate asset at one time, because now the big thing is it's included. So it comes with everything you need. Create your RPG any way you want for battle systems, status system, formula, inventory, faction, quest, crafting, dialogue, etc. Um, there's a lot of stuff here on the Unity Asset Store on the web page that you can look at, and most of them just link it to its own web page and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the Start 3D RPG Battleground. This one's going to be a bit more extensive. It'll use turn-based and active time battles, or both if you want. It features a large world scene with two towns, fights in between, as well as a dungeon with 5 levels you can access from the world. There are several sub-series handling certain aspects of the setup with their own tutorial, animation, um, battle, turn, ATB, active time battle, menus, dungeon, quest, and crafting. Now you can download the tutorial asset packs. In ORK 3, he said he removed the asset packs to keep the download size small because not everybody wanted all the assets that came with it. So anyway, we're going to start with this. Um, I already kind of started it before I started this video and figured that, I would, then I decided I would do the video. So here we have ORK testing, and I'll still go through the stuff here. You may not be able to read everything on the screen. I'm going to try to enlarge the browser just a little bit there because I am recording in 4K, unfortunately. Well, not really unfortunate, but text and that comes out kind of small in videos and that. So let me load up the project here. So let's see here. Create a new Unity project. Of course, if you're here, you should know how to do that. Go to layers. You should know how to do that as well. I mean, you need to have some experience or be somewhat familiar with Unity. All right, so let's see if we can split the screen up here. And I got way too many windows open, man. That's not the window that I want. That's the window that I want. There we go. So let's see. So we're going to make Unity just a little bit bigger so you can see that. And make the web page a little bigger. There we go. Hopefully we can all see everything. Okay, so create a new Unity project. I've done that. So here, we have the empty scene. Let's see here. All right. Then they want to do layers. So you're going to go to layers, edit layer, and in layer 10, you're going to add combatants. This one uses layer 10 specifically. If you're custom coding stuff, that's not going to matter. But in this particular case, it's requiring 3 or layer 10. I'm sorry. So put combatants on layer 10. I just copied and pasted to make sure I spelled it right because I didn't want to have a problem with it. All right, import the ORK framework. Okay, I already did that, but you're going to be able to find that in your package manager, unit, where it says packages, Unity registry, or in project. Usually click on my assets and just give it a minute. And you can search and just type in ORK. And here's the deprecated one. I purchased it in 2018. That was 5 years ago. So yeah. So the first, so I bought the apparently the original first one, ORK framework. Then here's three. So then you would just do three. You would download and then import. All right. So of course I've done that already. So I'm not going to redo that. Then import the tutorial assets pack. I already imported that as well. You've got two choices. You can drag and drop the file. It is just a Unity package. You can drag and drop it, or you can go over to what is it? Edit. Is it edit? I forget where. Oh no, it's under assets. Import package, custom package, and then you select it, and it'll import it. All right. Now for the build settings, add these to the build settings. So let's file, build settings, and then can I make this bigger? Yeah. And then you just add all the scenes, which are in the scenes folder in the root of assets. So in your root. So if I ever say root, I just mean the assets folder. So scenes is in the root. And then you just add those. All right. And it says you can delete the sample scene, which is fine. All right. And it says follow the status system setup tutorial. All right. And it's based on this. Either follows a series of setup the stat or download the completed. Well, you download the completed, you don't learn how to use ORK. It's great to be able to, pop it in there and start messing around, but you don't actually get to understand how things work. So in this one here, let's see here, we'll go through set up a complete status system in a new ORK framework project. In the end, we'll have a ready-to-use status system that we just need to plug into a game, add prefabs, UI, etc. So planning a status system. Most of this stuff I'm just going to kind of skim through as we go. You can visit the website and or the documentation and read it all. So you'll want to implement your own unique status system for this. It's best take some time, figure out what you want, whatever. Want to know how to do this? Yeah, they can explain it how he developed his. And anyway, so here we have the status values. We got weapon damage, attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense, agility, dexterity, and luck. That's the status system he's choosing to use because you can add more, I'm sure. They operate in a range from 1 to 255, and the reason he chose 255 is the values are going to be around 100, and you need room for bonuses and that to be able to increase beyond 100. Let's see here. System operates on a maximum level of 50. Let's see here. He started testing out formulas, etc. The A column is the attacker's attack. The one row is the defender's defense. So here's his chart, and you can see part of his. I don't know if that's the whole formula, if it's cut off over here by the 55, or if this is the or just part of it. But it's weapon times attack divided by 100 plus defense divided by 100. So, but anyway, again, you can go read all that yourself. With 100 being the upper limit of a status values development at level 50, it wasn't too hard to figure out a good composition. The spreadsheet helped immensely. Testing. This tutorial uses percentage points to distribute values. He's using percentage points to define the values of statuses they should have at level 50. That is, 50 has 100% points. The status value should have 100, etc. And you can tweak and scale, etc. The optional system is used to influence damages. But there's documentation, which if you click on it, it just explains how things work. How you can come up with your own stuff and some formulas in there. Standard modifiers, attacks have element, magic, etc., and you have defense against them. So anyway, first steps. Again, create it. And I have the purchase version, obviously, but you can use the free version. Let's see. Okay, so open the Macanom editor. So window, gaming is love, and ORK framework. It just says Macanom. Okay. Open Macanom. There it is. Let's see. What's it say? Click on the save at the bottom right of the editor. Save the initial project. Oh, right here. So I've already done the save. No changes were made. But if you click it for the first time, it'll ask you where you want to save it. I believe I created a folder or something for it and saved it. Can't quite remember. Anyway, You just click the save settings, and it like creates the default, and it says close the editor, which close the tab. All right. Follow the initial setup tutorial for the Unity UI module. This includes, okay, so now we've got to go to another tutorial. That's the annoying part, is it's going tutorial, and it's like, okay, great. So it gives you some UI assets, which are just like some shader backgrounds and stuff for the UI. Yeah, two background sprites, one background sprite, one white sprite, one font, two UI box prefabs, and input prefabs. All right. Well, it says you can use them. I didn't see any when I actually tried to set mine up. But anyway, open the Macnom editor, navigate. All right, window, gaming is love, Macnom. Okay, we got the editor open again. Let's just go ahead and mount this thing up here. Shrink that over there. All right, so go to UI system type. So that is up here, UI system. And then UI system type is going to be Unity UI. All right. Default screen size directly underneath that, 1920 by 1080. And I don't have any default mask material, so I'm just leaving that alone. Changing over will require prompt dialog. So yeah, it'll pop it up. So save it. It'll pop up. All right. Text Mesh Pro setup. All right. So that would just be Windows, Text Mesh Pro, and then you want to import Essentials. I've done that as well. Now, it says UI environment scene. When editing prefabs, Unity will use a canvas that is most likely not matching the canvas used in your game. This can lead to prefab position, size, etc. Solve this issue. UI environment scene with a correct setup canvas. So after setting your default screen size, create a new scene in the Unity. So yeah, create a new scene. I mean, that's pretty obvious. So I've already got a scene, UI environment scene. So it says use the scene hierarchy context menu to create a canvas with the correct setup. Macnom UI canvas. So you would right click. Where is it? There it is. Macnom UI canvas, and it will create this. So it's 1920 by 1080 scale and screen size. It creates your UI. So that's exact. This is pretty much as far as I got. So then it says select the editor tab and change the following. I'll use edit project settings. Sorry, project settings already open. So click editor. Is it editor? Wait. Select the editor tab and change the following setting. Yeah. And then down here is UI environment. And then you select the scene that you just made here and save. Now, when editing a UI prefab, that is a UI box or an input prefab, they'll use this scene and its canvas, making sure their placement and size remains correct. Okay, it's time to create our first UI box. This is as far as I've gotten. I have not done this step yet. When using the Unity UI module, the look, placement, and size of the UI box is set up as a prefab. Create a ready-to-use UI box set up using the scene's hierarchy context menu. Macnom. Okay. We got Macnom. UI. Oh wait, UI box at the bottom. And then UI box. Oh wow, we got a bunch of them. Well, which one do I use? Okay, well, there's another tutorial. Setting up a UI box prefab. I downloaded UI assets already. Let's see here. So let's see here. We'll create a UI box. That's the most useful out of all of them. The title box will be hidden. This will create a UI box like this. All right, let's go back. Well, let's not. Let's take a look. See, this is what I don't like, is they're linking stuff back and forth, and you don't know what you're supposed to be making for their particular setup. Because this is telling you how to make the UI box prefab. Navigate the UI box in the enter, select the default UI box and change the following setting. Select the UI box prefab you want to use. But how do I know which one I want to use? All right, we'll just create this particular one right here that he's making. So he's got a UI with vertical and title. All right, Macnom UI box. UI box scroll vertical with title. Okay. Let's see here. There are different variations available to create. Okay. That is most useful. All right. Okay, this is a UI box. Title. I spelled vertical wrong. There we go. So I know what it is. But it's created on a canvas. All right. Double click that. Why does my editor always put me on the back side of this thing? There we go. All right. So in creating editor, you move it to the position you want it to be. Make it. See, I don't know how big I want it. When dealing with. Yeah. See, it doesn't tell you how big to make it. It just tells you to have it. See, they just show you the different ways of doing it. See here, need another UI box, put it at a different position. Yeah, see, it's telling you, see, this doesn't make sense. Using the prefab. Yeah, see, I don't know what to do with this thing. All right, well, we'll just, I don't think yeah, I didn't create a prefab of that, which I think I'm supposed to. Oh, um, hmm. Let me just create a folder for prefabs. I wonder if I just do that, because then because it wants you to change something here, right? So, UI box prefab. Where's UI box prefab? Now, using the prefab, navigate to UI boxes. Wait, UI builder? No, that ain't it. Is it in Mackinac? UI. Yep, here they are. So button prefab. Does it come with it? It did come with like a button prefab. I do not know. Okay, this is what I'm not getting. Unity UI. Yep. UI boxes. Navigate to UI boxes. Default. UI box prefab. Okay. It says 2 UI box prefabs are included in this asset, but I don't know where they're located, and I don't know what they're called. And it's got input prefabs. Awesome. But where are they? Let's see. No, not DLLs. You have a prefabs folder? No. UI box. Default. What's that one look like? Hmm. I have no idea what it is. Won't let me add it or anything. Okay. Guess that's not it. Nope. go. I don't think it'd be in resources. Those are sprites, font materials. Huh. UI box. There we go. There it is. UI box blue or beige. Alright. What we're going to do is we're going to delete that, delete that, delete that, and we're going to select blue. Not project settings, Macanom. There it is. Alright. Now, where was I? Alright, I didn't need to create a prefab with the UI box. I just did that. I used the one he gave us. Button prefab. The button prefab is used. These are button prefabs. So, okay, they come with the pack too. So, I was getting a little carried away over there over nothing. Let's see here. The button prefab is used for button choices, dialogues, etc. Creating the buttons is the same thing. It's right clicking and just the same thing. You know, it had the same thing. The Macanom UI box and input buttons, values, etc. Tab button. All right. Do I have a tab? Yep, right there. So yeah, all these are already made. So that means I need to just set up the defaults for this. Let's see here, navigate the UI system, and then they would go in here. Let's reference, okay. Oops, nope, open up. Select the button prefab you created. For ORK, it is recommended to use the choice info button. Okay, choice info button, as you often want to display additional content. All right. Then we've got the tab button. Now keep in mind, I have no idea why I'm doing this. I don't see a bull, unless that's the toggle. String input, that would be name, or text input, yeah. Int input. Wait. Huh. Alright, well, we use the int button. We use the float button. What the int would be a toggle, I'd imagine. So it means 0 or 1 on or off, right? Alright. While not part of the main UI system, flying text are also displayed by UI and need to be set up. You can also use schematics, and use this schematic tutorial. Use the scenes hierarchy in Macanom UI flying text, right? This will create a ready to use and make a prefab out of it. I don't see any flying text in here, so let's try that. What would it be? Macanom UI flying text sprite plus text mesh pro. Make a prefab. Put it right here, so that way they're all in the same place. All right. Navigate to UI. UI settings. And UI prefab. Where are you? Flying text settings up there. UI prefab right there. Okay. Did that do it? How was that? Was that that was status system setup? I guess so. All right, so let's save the settings again. All right. Sorry if this was a pain in the ass, but you can skip around through the video. And go ahead and stop this one. I think we did that. If you run into missing script or don't see any UI when playing, reinforce volley point. Okay. All right. I thought it would have a link to the next. Oh, here it is. You should now have a setup Unity, the tutorial assets Unity UI module setup, and the ready to use status system setup. And with that, it's time to start with the setup, setting up the player to get into the world. Okay. All right. So next video, setting up the player.